Today I want to talk about a demon, an entity which I call the bedroom bully, that violates people, rapes people, molests people, abuses people in the night when they've retired on their beds and they've fallen asleep. God speaks to Joshua and he says, Joshua, I want you to go on a conquest and I want you to overcome the last giant, the last remnant of the giants. And this giant is called Og. And then the Bible says that God says to Joshua, do not be afraid of what you will see. Because in appearance, maybe it will look heinous, it will look taller than you, it will look masculine more than you, but it does not have to intimidate you. Do not walk by sight, but walk by faith. And remember, it's not by might, but it's by my spirit that you are going to overcome this entity. So Joshua goes on the conquest and he overcomes this entity, this last giant called Og. Notice something, I said the last giant. So meaning of all the giants in the Bible that we find that lived, this one was the last of them all. We talk about Goliath, we talk about his brothers, we talk about the other giants that are not even named in the Bible. They died, they passed away, they were killed, but this one was the last. And the Bible says that when Joshua overcame this giant by the grace of God, he found that in his house, he never had a big gun, he never had a big sword, he never had a big javelin, he never had a big spear, but he had a big bed. That's the only thing that this giant was known of. He was known of a big bed. And I want you to understand something else, that his bed was almost the size of the tennis ball court, or was almost the size of just a school bus for children. And you could fit about 50 men on this bed, fully fleshed men, elderly people. You could fit them on this bed, and all of them, they will fit. So the bed was made of iron. It was belonging to Og. So I want you to picture this. If Og was living, or if we could place him in the timeline of Goliath and his brothers, it means that on a day, at a given day where they wanted to showcase their weapons, Goliath will come with his sword. The brothers of Goliath will come with their spears, but this guy will come with his bed. I don't know if they understand me. This guy will pitch up with his bed. Why his bed? Because his bed was equivalent to the sword of Goliath. His bed was equivalent to the javelin, to the spears of the brothers of Goliath. His bed was not just a bed, it was a tool of destruction. And remember, I said this is the last giant that Joshua had to overcome. So what does it mean to our generation even today, this time, if he was the last giant? It means the last demon that this generation is going to face. It's a demon that is that measures in the bedroom. It's a bedroom demon. So Og is just a prophetic statement. Is a prophetic statement hinting of what in the future is going to become. That's why if you go to any church, even in the present day, any church right now, out of 10 people, 9 people that are prayed for, when they manifest, their spiritual husbands and spiritual wives, because that's the last remnant, that's the last giant before Jesus comes. But if Joshua had victory, God championed himself through Joshua and he overcame that entity that had a big size bed. It means even in this generation, God has raised the people, he has anointed them to be able to overcome these spiritual entities, these spiritual husbands that come into homes uninvited. These spiritual husbands and spiritual wives that force people to sign marriage certificates with them and they enter into marriages with them. God has appointed grace. He has given them power. These people that he is rising even in this generation to bring deliverance. And I want to assure you even today that even in your life, you are being harassed by a spiritual husband. You are being harassed by a spiritual wife. That giant there is going to fall. Because if it fell by the hand of Joshua, who was anointed by God, that giant even is falling even this season. Because when you have these entities around even in your life, they are not there to be benevolent. They are there to be malevolent. They are not there to bless you. They are there to bring curses. That's why when they have sexual intercourse with you, even in the night, you start to have fibroids. You start to have misfortunes. That you start to have delay. You start to have stagnancy, because they are not there to be benevolent. They are there to be malevolent. And I want you to understand that with the grace of God that he has given to his servants, it's your season to be set free. And I declare even today that the Lord is setting you free from these entities. And I want you to understand something else. His name was called Og. And he's a bedroom entity. And he's the last of his generation. We have words in our modern time and age that are derived from his name, that have to do with bedroom activities. His name was called Og. Orgasm. From Og. Orgies. From Og. So this spirit even today is prevalent. But I want you to understand that the Lord is going to bring victory even upon your life.